stronger cancer care.
Albertans deserve support from the very beginning of their journey and every step that follows.
Details on a new provincial program for fertility and the expansion of screenings. Plus, more federal housing funding.
Calgary will receive our latest $64.7 million Housing Accelerator Fund payment as of today.
The cash is coming in despite the city repealing blanket rezoning. And it's Earth Day.
It doesn't matter how small it is, you can make a difference.
How one local collaboration is using recycled materials to make a difference.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jacqueline Wilson.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. Alberta will soon allow younger people to access free breast screening and offer cancer patients funding for fertility issues. Alicia Fieldberg joins us live from Foothills Hospital with more. So Alicia, please outline the changes for us.
Well, Albertans will be able to choose to get breast screening without a doctor's referral starting at age 40 rather than at age 45. The province says that this is going to allow 193,000 more Albertans to access this screening. Doctors have already warned that testing without expert opinion will further burden a healthcare system already facing long wait lists for diagnostics and comes with stress and risks for patients. Alberta is also investing $2 million to pay for IVF treatment for more than 250 cancer patients. And most other provinces already offer fertility programs to support a wider range of people, not just cancer patients.
A lot of the provinces offer some form of a tax rebate, so that you can't call that as, you know, being insured, so to speak. We're looking at all the options, and this is a good opportunity to make sure that we support people who are going through cancer.
Albertans aged 40 and over will be able to access that breast screening without a doctor's referral starting April 1st of next year. Jacqueline.
Thanks, Alicia. Well, the Premier says Albertans need to try permanent daylight saving time before deciding whether or not they like it.
Let's see how people are after they've lived it through this winter, because again, as I say, no one's shy of telling me what their opinion is, and so I'm sure we'll get a gauge on whether or not people think that we've made a mistake.
Smith says she suspects Albertans will prefer a later sunrise in the winter as opposed to the 4 a.m. sunup in the summer. The Premier says a time change question could be added to the ballot during the 2027 provincial election, but it won't be part of this October referendum. Smith says that's too close to the fall time change, and industries which rely on advanced scheduling like airlines and the NHL, they need more notice. The energy industry is reacting to reports that the federal government is now favoring a southern BC pipeline route to the west coast. Federal officials won't confirm or deny the report initially from the Globe and Mail, saying that a route alongside or paralleling the existing Trans Mountain pipeline is now favored by the federal government. Pipeline advocates admit that route would be both politically and geologically easier, but it wouldn't be able to move as much oil as quickly as a line through Prince Rupert. Still, they tell CTV that any pipeline that moves more oil to the coast and to the world markets is the pipeline that they want to see built.
And so that is great news for the Canadian economy, great news for local communities. And as the routing gets figured out between the three orders of government, we're happy to look at any of those routes that make sense for industry to build to.
A spokesperson for the Premier told CTV a shift to a southern route won't end up the work the province has already done, adding that the province remains on track to present its proposal to the federal government by July 1st. Well, Calgary is set to receive another installment of money for housing from the federal government, despite repealing blanket rezoning. Jordan Canagan joins us from City Hall with more on this. So, Jordan, I hear the city still has a little bit of work to do to earn that final payment.
And Jacqueline, as debates swirled over the last several months, city officials warned that federal funding could be at risk if Calgary chose to repeal blanket rezoning. Of course, that's exactly what they did. But the mayor announcing today that the feds had reaffirmed that money will be coming Calgary's way, at least that third installment will. And this announcement coming exactly 2 weeks after council voted to repeal blanket rezoning. That decision, though, was made with uncertainty about whether Calgary would get the rest of the $251 million that was promised. The money comes from the Housing Accelerator Fund and is contingent on Calgary meeting multiple home building targets. The mayor says Calgary will get the third round of $64.7 million from the feds.
This is a validation of what we are doing here in Calgary is working. We are leading the country in building housing of all types for all stages of life. We're going to continue to lead, and thanks to this most recent validation and re-endorsement from the federal government, the path forward is a lot more clear for us.
Now, in order to get the final $64 million payment from the federal government, there are conditions, one of which would mean that Calgary would have to allow for lots to have a minimum of 4 units per across a significant portion of the city. The mayor says that they will still work with Calgarians to determine if that's a plan that works for everyone. He does not rule out leaving that money on the table. If they do want to get that final payment, though, a plan needs to be developed by October. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you for the update, Jordan. Well, Emergency Preparedness Week is coming up in May, and the city is checking its readiness with a focus on some familiar problems.
Our disasters are becoming more frequent and they're more complex when they do occur. We know that our climate is changing. We know that we can guarantee we'll have probably a hailstorm at least once every single year, and that makes it more taxing on our agency to be able to respond to those events.
The 2025 Status of Emergency Preparedness in Calgary report identified 22 high disaster risks for the city. Most fall into the areas of infrastructure, fire, flood, and hail. There will be public events to educate the public about emergency preparedness in the first week of May. And so for more information, you can head to calgary.ca/get-ready. Well, speaking of getting ready, Danielle has the details on our weather forecast. I was not ready at all for this rain, but you're saying I might be in slight luck.
I mean, we could still get the free car wash this evening.
Okay.
Because there's a little bit of moisture tracking towards us, but that big wave of rain just missed us and in fact tracked further east than expected. There's that wave of rain. So we didn't really get that. We got some isolated showers in the city, but nothing significant. You can also see, though, it's developing and tracking from the west. So we still have the potential of getting a little bit of rain, and even in the overnight hours we could get some wet snow. Right now, though, it's definitely gusty, gusts in the 60s. We're sitting at 10 degrees. You can see the cloud cover there. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family owned, community driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Tomorrow we're going to start the day off at the freezing mark. Yep, a chilly start, just a high of 4, gusts up to 70 kilometers per hour, and mainly cloudy skies by the afternoon. More details coming up, Jackie.
That's a windy one. Okay, Danielle, thank you. Charges have been laid in an organized fraud scheme which resulted in Calgarians losing over $1 million. The fraudsters pretended to be calling from the victim's bank and say that their accounts have been compromised. They often have detailed personal and financial information and manipulate victims into providing banking credentials. Victims are then told that their cards will be picked up by a courier. The offenders then use the cards and information to drain bank accounts. More than 80 such incidents were reported last year with losses of about $1.3 million. 2 men from Ottawa and 1 from Edmonton are facing charges. Well, if you've ever wanted to see a great masterpiece up close, now is your chance. Cowley Abbott Fine Art will be hosting a canvas by Renoir that was in a private collection and not seen publicly in almost 40 years. A rare Van Gogh etching, a painting by Emily Carr, and works by the renowned group of 7 will also be on display. This is the first Western Canadian location for the auction house, which is getting ready for a spring live auction that will include the masterworks. Organizers say that everyone is welcome.
We encourage people to come by and have a look, whether you're a collector or you're just merely interested in the arts, international historical works or Canadian historical works. everybody's welcome to come in. We have a beautiful Renoir painting and a Vincent van Gogh, which you don't normally see in real life in Calgary.
The live auction is set for May 27th and it is online. You can find out more at callyabbott.ca. Well, starting Friday, gently used books can be dropped off for this year's big book sale. The event always draws a huge crowd looking for deals on some new reading material. Donated books can be dropped off at the Calgary Curling Club between April 24th and May 3rd. This weekend, there will also be Stuff a Truck donation locations throughout the city. This year's Calgary Reads Big Book Sale runs May 8th to the 17th. Money raised goes towards early childhood reading programs in Calgary. All right, coming up after the break, would you like to drive a golf cart around? Well, Rocky View County is currently assessing taking part in a provincial pilot project. Plus, how do Albertans feel about medical assistance in dying? We'll have the results from a Think HQ survey ahead. Welcome back. Rocky View County is considering allowing golf carts on certain local streets, and the municipality wants to know what residents think of the idea. The county is the latest to jump on board the provincial initiative. The 5-year pilot project is allowing municipalities to allow golf carts on residential streets where the speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour or under. Coaldale and Sylvan Lake, they're already taking part in the program. Before signing up to, Rocky View has launched an online survey for residents of Harmony and Langdon.
So our discussions with the other municipalities that have engaged in the pilot program have helped us to shape our survey with relation to things like safety, implementation, the costs, the permitting, those sorts of processes.
Residents of Harmony and Langdon who want to take the survey, they can go to the website engage.rockyview.ca. That survey closes on April 30th. Well, hundreds of bird watchers will celebrate this spring migration this weekend. The Snow Goose Festival is happening Saturday and Sunday in Toefield. Buses will be available for tours from the town to view snow geese, waterfowl, and other migratory birds. Organizers say participants are guaranteed to see some geese. The event also includes a trade show and a curling rink with kids' activities, live birds, and educational talks. For more information or to buy tickets, you can head to snowgoosefestival.ca. Well, the geese should be coming back, but they're going to be in shock, Danielle, because cool down happening.
Yeah, it's wintry for the rest of this week. Daytime highs around freezing. We're looking at wet snow in the city and many other communities. So quite a change from the 22-degree highs that we had the last 2 days. This week, we basically get all the seasons. Today is spring-like, yesterday was summer-like, and then we're going back to winter-like for especially Friday and Saturday. All right, here's a look at temperatures. So that 9 is very different. At this time yesterday, we were in the 20s in Calgary, and Lethbridge and Medicine Hat were in the mid-20s, and now sitting at 9 and 17. So certainly a much cooler day. We talked about it being a cooler day. We also talked about it being a very windy day. So 60 kilometer per hour gusts, just above that anyway in Lethbridge, 67 for Calgary, in the 70s for Brooks, and we just got to the 80 mark in Medicine Hat. These are gusts pretty much that we can expect for tomorrow as well, even tonight. 70 kilometer per hour gusts in the city tonight, 70 kilometer per hour gusts in the city for tomorrow. So the wind is here to stay and more excessive. Basically, foremost, many berries, 90 kilometer per hour gusts possible. That's why there's a wind warning in place for tonight and tomorrow. And basically, when we look at the areas from Crow's Nest Pass and Waterton Park, under a snowfall warning because 20 centimeters of snow possible there with this system. Again, this major wave of rain tracked further east than expected. This was supposed to be clipping Calgary. We did get a little bit of rainfall earlier today in some isolated spots of the city, but not much. There is more moisture coming our way. A lot of it is evaporating before it even gets to Calgary and drying out and dying out, but we do have the potential for some isolated showers right through the evening hours. Keep that in mind. This is wave 1, and the second wave is stateside right now. It doesn't look like it will impact Calgary for tomorrow, but longer term, we're looking at a big upper level low developing. Where it's going to get most intense is over Saskatchewan, as you can see here. But we're still going to catch the edge of it, and this means it will drag in cooler temperatures and some snow. I'm going to show you how that should play out. There's that wave of rain that we're dealing with now. Overnight, again, along the mountains and down towards the Crowsnest Pass area, snowfall, and it will be heavy at times, that heavy wet snow. For tomorrow in Calgary, though, we're looking at sunny breaks for the morning, mainly cloudy in the afternoon, a small chance in the afternoon of any sort of mixed precipitation tomorrow. But then this is a look at Friday and Saturday, and you can see this constant, this is basically that wave of snow around that system that's mainly off to the east. So on and off flurries possible Friday and Saturday from this, and even cooler temperatures. Gusts around 70 kilometers per hour for the next 2 days, a high of 4 for tomorrow. Again, on and off flurries Friday and Saturday, and daytime highs around that freezing mark. We do recover next week, so key thing mentioned, just to give you a little bit of hope, 7 degrees on Monday, and we'll get back into the teens. Most of next week will be stable, sunny, and warm.
A new Think HQ poll suggests that most Albertans support medical assistance in dying, but are sharply divided over how the province wants to apply it under proposed legislation. The survey finds 71% of Albertans approve of Canada's current MAID provisions, but support is split when it comes to Alberta's proposed Bill 18, which could limit eligibility to adults whose condition is likely to cause death within 12 months. 46% approve, 46% disapprove, and a majority feel the conditions set out by Bill 18 are too narrow.
I think this ties into, because one of the last questions we asked them is whether or not they would personally, if they were in a situation where they had an irremediable medical condition, it was painful, and would they ever personally consider this as an option for them? And you have 38% of Albertans who said outright, yes, I would consider it. Another 35% saying that I don't know whether I would or not, but I sure would like to have the option available to me.
The survey was conducted April 9th to the 13th among 1,100 Albertans with a margin of error of plus or minus 2.9%, 19 times out of 20. Well, what is the potential for nuclear energy in Alberta? We'll have the results from an advisory panel after the break. One of Canada's big telecommunications firm announces rising profits, and joining me now is Rob Geary, investment advisor with the Popovich-Cornelli Advisory Group. So how did the markets close out today?
Yeah, it was an interesting day today. I mean, we had that ceasefire, extended indefinitely yesterday, so I think it gave a little bit more hope to the equity side of the market. I think one of the interesting things that I saw today was that we had oil up, as well as that, there's still some fragility in the Strait of Hormuz on what could, eventually happen there and how long that blockade is going to happen. So I think that was an interesting trade. I think that the market is now looking to a lot more of the corporate earnings coming in, and those are coming in positive, so that gave hope to the market.
All right, and then Rogers stock, they are rising after they announced their first quarter numbers.
Yeah, this was a big win for them, because the market rewarded them up 13.5% in trading in the session today. So a few things happening here in their earnings call. I think that they surprised in the upside on the actual telecom side, that they're keeping pace with new subscribers. There's still some revenue happening on that side, and I think that that sector's been total sectors have kind of been beaten down, saying, with immigration kind of curb here, where are all these telecom companies in Canada going to get their customers? And everything's kind of getting really price sensitive. So I think this was a win for them on that side. They also have this massive media sports conglomerate with Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment almost owning the whole thing, and they're benefiting from the profit on that side as well.
Okay, Rob Geary, thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it.
A panel tasked with exploring using nuclear power in the province says that Albertans are open to the idea. The Nuclear Energy Engagement and Advisory Panel was formed last August. It engaged with more than 600 Albertans in Edmonton, Calgary, Fort McMurray, Peace River and Bonnyville. The report shows that many participants recognize the benefits of nuclear energy, like producing electricity, creating jobs, and driving investment. Others express concerns about safety, radiation, nuclear waste, the environment, and emergency management.
Releasing this report does not represent a decision to proceed with nuclear development, but it does tell us that Albertans are open to nuclear energy within our province, which allows us to consider such a decision in the future.
The province will review the panel's recommendations. They include enhancing the public's understanding of nuclear energy, getting municipalities and Indigenous communities involved in future projects, and exploring economic implications. Ottawa appears to have preferred route for a new pipeline. Here's Ian White with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Jackie, there are reports the federal government wants a southern pipeline route to the west coast. Coming up at 6, how a possible reroute from northern BC to the south is being received by Calgary's business community. Also ahead, we'll have reaction to the province's decision to lower the age for free access to breast screening. We'll see you at 6. Jackie?
Okay, thank you, Ian. A comedy described as viciously bold is currently on stage at the Workland Centre.
Oh, what is it? No, let me guess. Should I guess?
If you like.
It's a golden cage.
Wild Woman is based on the true story that inspired Beauty and the Beast. Alberta Theatre Projects has placed an audience advisory on this one, so it's not recommended for those who are under 16 because of mature content and strong language. Wild Woman is at the Martha Cohen Theatre until May the 10th. Well, right now in Calgary, it is very windy, mostly cloudy and 9 degrees. Danielle will be back after the break with some details. All right, welcome back. We're talking weather because lots of changes. We're expecting so much rain. I have to say I'm kind of happy we're not getting as much as expected.
I know. We need the moisture, but it was nice to have a break from everything considering that snow's on the way later this week. All right, 9 degrees current temperature. Today's high was 15, but that was at midnight, and then we did cool throughout the day. Normal is 13, and we will get there next week, but not for the rest of this week. 4 degrees is our high for tomorrow. Mainly cloudy skies, gusts 70 kilometers per hour. Highs around that freezing mark for Friday and Saturday with on and off flurries possible. And gusts still 70 kilometers per hour Friday and 60 for Saturday.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Well, it is Earth Day, and Calgary Wildlife and Chop Value YYC are launching a collaboration to celebrate. Chop Value YYC is turning recycled chopsticks into coasters. So each one, as you can see there, features a real Calgary wildlife patient that was successfully rehabilitated and released back into the wild. The set costs $25, and about $10 from each is donated back to Calgary Wildlife.
We gather from about 200 restaurants their used chopsticks, and we bring them back to our microfactory, and we remanufacture them right here in Calgary.
To check out the collab, you can head to calgarywildlife.org. All right, thank you so much for joining us. Now, here is the early edition of the CTV National News.